Boom! The Week 15 podcast. First, let me put you all on some game. I was just in St. Louis and Columbus and Indianapolis, and I talked to a lot of you guys about this. You guys should order these. Newtonic. They're gas. Your brain will feel alive and on fire. And supposedly, it's healthier than your average energy drink. Also, my wife, in all of her kindness, bought me this nice koozie for Father's Day. It's keeping my drinks cold. Makes me feel like $1 million. Just thought I'd share. I know it's getting hot this summer. I know the areas are heating up. You guys need a nice drink koozie. Keep it cool. Guys, week 15, that's crazy. Okay. We've been at this for quite some time. And I don't know if you're aware, but July starts exactly 1 week from today. So today's Tuesday, June 24th. July starts in exactly 1 week. We have 2 months for a lot of you, 3 months for hopefully a ton of you to sprint, reach our goals, push, leave it all on the field. I know it can be hard. I know it can be draining. I know it can be taxing. But guys, this is our chance. Today, I'm going to talk about a lot of stats, a lot of shout outs, the normal stuff. I've got some really insightful motivational quotes that I want to share, some good real estate stuff. And then I want to jam for just a little bit on your habits and how you can make this the best 2 to 3 months that you've got and why it's so important for you guys to push and rise to the occasion and peak at the right time. We're a second half team. I told a lot of the leaders the other day, I told a lot of you that the other day. We're a second half team, and we are just starting the second half of the summer. We're just entering the best part. We got to be on our A game. We got to be disciplined. We got to be dialed. We got to be motivated. So I want to talk about all that. But before we start, let me share my screen and I will jump into it. So, um, let's see. Here we go. Okay. So some shout outs on last week. San Diego 2 was our number one team with $163,000 in service revenue. Guys, they barely edged out St. Louis 2. This was, I believe, St. Louis 2's best week. Congratulations to St. Louis 2. Really, it's St. Louis 1. We only have one team there. They had 144K in service revenue and 140K in active revenue. They crushed it on that active. That's like a 98% active to service ratio, which is really good. Columbus coming in at number three, 128. Chicago number four. San Antonio number five. Great week. Same days, you can see that we had three teams above 50%. If your team is below 50% on same days, I want you guys to bring that up in every single morning meeting. I want you to at me. I want you to at Demery. Have us help you get that dialed in. And guys, at this point in the summer, we really got to maximize this wherever possible. We actually dropped a little bit on same days this last week. We need you guys scheduling the morning appointments as much as you can when you're selling in the evening and leaving the afternoon open. So strategize that as a team. Sales to service ratio, we still did really good. We were over 86% as a partnership last week. And reminder that my goal for the summer is 88%. We were 89% the week before that, which was just slightly higher. Columbus had a 91%. San Antonio had an 88%. Fort Lauderdale had a 94%. Tulsa, you guys were at 76%. Fort Worth, you were at 79%. A little bit of work there. Contract value, we bumped back up this last week. We increased by about $20. We had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of our teams over $1,000, which is really, really good. RPR San Diego led with 6,700. San Diego 1 actually beat them with a 7,500. So nice work, San Diego 1. Memphis had a 7,500. Fort Worth had 7,400. 24 months. Guys, proud of this. I was on the phone with Brian Swindlehurst earlier this morning, and he was pumped and impressed with how well our 24 months are going. We had one, two, three, four, five of our teams over 60%. We had Tulsa and Kansas City over 70%, which is crazy. Nice work to you guys. 12 months. Remember that these 12 months come with a slight penalty. And we're actually going to get a dashboard on Street Smarts that shows roughly how much you can expect in bonus money and roughly how much in penalties you'll have from these 12 months. And so, a reminder, you want to maximize these 24 months as much as you possibly can and minimize the 12 months wherever possible. Sell the 18 months, okay? Start high, anchor high at the 36th, drop down to 24, drop down to 18, avoid 12 as much as possible. And a reminder, I call it a penalty, but really it was a strategic initiative. Last year, we were limited on the number of 12 months that we could sell, and we lost a lot of sales on that. Even if you have a few, couple $100 worth of penalties, couple $1,000 worth of penalties, it ends up being worth it because you didn't miss out on any accounts. Last year, we missed out on accounts. So, from a strategic initiative standpoint, we're in a much better spot this year. We just got to be mindful of that, cognizant of it, and avoid 12 months wherever possible. First knock, last knock, a lot of things great. San Diego with a 1056 average first knock. San Antonio with a 1046 average first knock. Really good there. Last knock, things that I'm very proud of. Chicago won. You guys were a 759 average last knock. That is not quite good enough. We need you guys to bump that later, okay? If you're not pushing until 8:30 right now, you are not knocking late enough. This last week was the summer solstice. Okay, it's going to start getting just incrementally darker earlier. So we got to be disciplined. We got to be dialed in. We got to work hard. We got to push these last knocks as late as possible. Memphis, you guys were also a 736. Nashville 644. That was influenced by some other things. South Bend with a 929 average last knock. This is John Martin. This is Thomas Coates. This is N3. 929 average last knock is something to be very proud of. From an all rep standpoint, okay, Hallie in St. Louis, you guys saw her monster day, number one in the company. Hallie with 23K on the week. John Martin, 22K on the week. We love to see John Martin rising to the occasion. Guys, John, he deserves all of our shout outs, support, appreciation. He promised me that these next 3 months are going to be the best he's ever had. He's more disciplined, he's more locked in, he's got his head in the right place. Gets me really excited. Adam Tillman, guys, Mr. Consistency. Adam with 20,054. Let's check out his average first knock, 10:13 a.m. Let's check out his average last knock, 9:05 p.m. That's a guy who works hard. Look at John Martin's last knock, 10:21 p.m. Hallie's last knock, 9:22 p.m. Bo Compton, top rookie, 8:48 p.m. Y'all are working hard. It makes me so proud. Chan Matt coming in at number 5 with 18K. Jaden Nieder, 18K. E-Man in KC's 18K. Mark, this has got to be close to a PR week for Mark Ramirez. Mark with 17.5K. Connor Geisler, 17.5K. Justin with 16.7K. Ismael with 16.5K. Lots to be proud of there. Top rookies on the week, Bo Compton. I got to tell a little bit of a story about Bo. Okay, I went and visited Columbus this last week, and it was fun. Those guys know how to have a good time. That was hilarious. They have got some of the coolest sales reps, some of the best team energy of any team that I've been around. So I had a blast. In meeting with Columbus, Bo got a lot of shout outs in the morning meeting and a little bit of a hard time because he is just ripping through doors and ripping through DMs. Bo is knocking close to 300 doors a day. He's talking to close to 80 decision makers a day. And when you ask him how he does it, he just doesn't waste time with people who aren't buyers. And I kind of grilled him on that. And I'm like, so if you don't think that you can sell someone, you're just immediately leaving, sprinting to the next door. He's like, oh, dude, if they're not going to buy, I do not waste a second. And he understands that time is money. And if he can get through 80 decision makers in a day, where someone else would only get through 60 because he's maximizing, time on doors with the right buyers, he's getting 20 extra decision makers a day over the course of the week. That's an extra 120. If his closing ratio is 1 in 30, that's 4 extra service accounts. And Bo is living up to that and he's crushing it. So nice work, Bo. Top rookie last week. Jaden Nieder, monster PR week for Jaden. These guys are running their gladiator games. And from the sounds of it, Jaden put the team on his back with an 18K week last week. Ismael with 16.5K. Chloe with 15K. Mauricio with 15K. Ryan, our top rookie so far in the summer, with 13.7K. Avery, she's been having some great weeks lately with 13.4K. Tristan Clowers, 12K. Brenton Little, 12K. Guys, these are our top two rookies So You Think You Can Sell winners, and they were separated by less than $400. That's incredible. Oliver Croxford, 11.5K. James Regan, 10K. Mark Workman, 10K. And then we had a bunch of people right within striking distance. When I look at these top rookies, there's a lot of things that I'm proud of, but one that makes me maybe more proud than anything else is our sales to service ratio. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 10 out of our top 13 rookies, over 90% sales to service ratio. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those with a 100% sales to service ratio. That is in large part thanks to Call Pilot. That is in large part thanks to selling clean, good, honest accounts. I'm really proud of all that. Some quick shout outs on the season. Okay. As a partnership, we are over. Oop, sorry, I should have had this done. Moment of truth. Scrolling all the way down. Okay, here we go. As a partnership, we are over $15.6 million in active revenue. and we're at $17.5 million in service revenue. Last year, we did $30 million as a partnership, and we got to beat that this year. So we've got at least 12.5 million to go. We've got 2 months and a month of postseason to do that. And I really believe in us. Shout out to Jack Ray. He crossed over $400,000 in service revenue last week. Alex Moises over 350K in active revenue. Adam Tillman over 250K last week. John Martin at 235K. Jeff Hatch at 245K. Malachi at 190K. Got a lot to be proud of. Rookies, okay, this is where I get really excited. We've got Ryan, who will cross 150K. In fact, he might have already because this was pulled on Sunday. Ryan at 146K, Ismail at 125K, Mark Workman at 115K, Adrian at 120K, Bo Compton at 120K, Presley at 115K, Jackson Smythe 115K. Guys, all of these guys have qualified for their team leader trip. They're knocking on the door of ETLB and residuals. Emmanuel Aragon at 105K, Jaden Nieder at 90K. Man, if Jaden has another 20K week, he's going to be right there as well. I am so proud of all of our top rookies. I know that this job is hard. I know that it takes effort. I know that it takes energy, intensity. There's good days, there's bad days, there's everything in between. And I get so proud of everyone for their effort, for how hard they work, for everything good that they're doing. So shout out to you guys. Now, I wanted to talk about a couple things really quick. Thing number one, the Aptiv Cup. Okay, you may have seen messages about the Aptiv Cup. Obviously, you guys have going through the seeding matches, but here are the Aptiv Cup prizes. Guys, Elite has the winning team 2 years in a row in the Aptiv Cup. We've got San Diego to thank for that. They are looking to three-peat. I know that our conglomerate of Memphis, Nashville, Fort Worth is looking to win it. I know that Columbus is excited about it. I know that St. Louis wants to make a run. I know that our Houston and San Antonio, or sorry, our Sugar Land and San Antonio teams just combined and they're excited about it. Alexandria and Fort Lauderdale just combined and they're excited about it. We have a lot of you that have a great shot at potentially winning it all, but certainly making a deep run and winning some good prizes. Guys, the Aptiv Cup is the funnest part of the summer, and it's the part of the summer where you should really lean into the team. We need everybody, all hands on deck, no one sleeping in, no one dipping out early. We need people knocking past 9. We need people taking short lunches. When it's an Aptiv Cup day, you got to get up. So the first week, anybody who wins a custom limited edition Aptiv hat. Those are actually really sick. They end up being some of the coolest hats of the summer. The round of 32, everyone wins Spike Ball. Then you win DJI drones. Then you win AirPod Pros, a Traeger. That's what you should take right off the bat. No one should take the PlayStation. Take the Traeger. You win a giant flat screen TV. You win a sick driver and putter or $1,000 to StockX. And the champions win the coveted Aptiv ring plus a MacBook, diamonds, or golf set. Again, just an incredible opportunity. Now, I wanted to show you guys this website because I think a lot of you probably haven't seen it. This is just aptiv.app. So go to aptiv.app. There's videos. You've got the shout out from Tosh. You've got clothes that you can order on the store. And then you've got all of the information on these tournaments. Okay, we just talked about the Cup. We've got the Ant coming up. We've got the Aptiv All-Stars coming up. All-Stars, we're going to have 3 teams for the All-Stars. So if you're in our top 75 reps, you will make the Aptiv All-Stars, which is a super, super exciting tournament. We've got the Rookie Rampage. It's the top 256 rookies. June 21st to 23rd was the first matchup, so that just ended. If you won that matchup, your next matchup will start June 25th, which is tomorrow. So we got to have you guys ready. It's tomorrow and Thursday, service by Friday. So we need our rookies to show up. And you can see all the rules. You can see the prizes. You can see everything. So we had guys go really deep in the Rookie Rampage last year, and we need to make another run at it. Rookie Rampage is really an exciting tournament. The shout-outs on social media get super cool. Take these tournaments serious. And guys, as we get deeper into the summer, as we start into July, as eventually we get to August, and as we turn into September and postseason, the prizes ramp up, the tournaments get better, everything gets really, really exciting, and you got to take it serious, okay? I've talked about this before. Motivation dies. You cannot rely on motivation. You have to lean into discipline. You have to lean into habits. You have to show up and work every single day. That said, some of these tournaments, some of the prizes, some of the things that we do, it helps your motivation. And the motivation can be the spark that you need to get going and to formulate and continue to work on those habits. So allow the motivation from these things to really take over you and take them serious. My best summer ever leading a team, we really leaned into the Aptiv Cup and we made it to the Final Fours and it was sick. I still remember it. I wish we would have won. We weren't San Diego that year, but I kind of got my chance last year. I went out and ripped with them and it was a ton of fun and I'm so proud of those guys. And I want to see all of our teams make deep, deep runs in the Cup. It will help so much. Team leaders, take this serious. Get the team out early. Get them Red Bulls in the morning. Pump them up. Don't do long morning meetings those days. Get out and get to work. And guys, I'm serious. All hands on deck. Obviously, the prizes are awesome. But at the end of the day, everybody, we're doing this job to make money, to earn an income. And if you get one extra sale, two extra sales, five extra sales, because you're more disciplined, you're more locked in, you're working harder, your motivation's there, you're feeling good, the tournaments serve their purpose. And that's what they do. We will see, I'm not joking with this, we will see a 20% uptick when the Aptive Cup starts. It's crazy. Okay. Aptive Cup starts, boom, we're selling 20% more than we were just the day before. Same exact areas, same exact reps, 20% more because reps are more locked in, more dialed. When the Aptive Cup finals come, okay, San Diego's won it 2 years in a row. I got to keep bringing that up. When the finals come, the team will literally sell 2 to 3 times as much during the finals matchup as they did just the days before that. It's insane. Part of that's because of the time they work. They were starting their morning meeting at 7:30 a.m., knocking their first door at 8 a.m., not finishing their last door until 10 p.m., taking no lunch break. I mean, that is a long day. You're not knocking that long normally, but it's not twice as long. Okay, it's not 3 times as long. So the rest of that extra production comes from the motivation, the buy-in, the intensity, the urgency. So lean into these tournaments, take them serious, try and win. And same with like the partnership incentives. For example, this week we've got the top 25 experience reps, the top 50 rookies winning that sick Aptive 4th of July edition polo and hat combo. Take it serious. Okay, be the person that wins. When you see someone with that hat and polo combo, you know that they showed up for this week. Take it serious. It's not that hard to crack the top 25 or top 50. Okay, it should be harder than it is. And if you really buy in, if you really lock in, if you really commit, that can be you. Take it serious. Get a chip on your shoulder. Let's make this happen. Be competitors. Okay, let me. Okay, now I wanted to. I'm starting to do more of this, and I'm going to start doing some real estate specific ones. But for now, I'm just doing little, 5, 10 minute real estate spiels. I wanted to share with you guys two really, really cool stories, two things that I'm like incredibly excited about, and put you on some game. Okay, this job is incredible, and I talked about this last week. Door-to-door sales can make you really, really rich. It can make you a ton of money. What it won't do is make you wealthy. What will make you wealthy is how you utilize the earnings that you get from this job. It's what you do with them. Okay. I served a mission in Mexico City a long time ago. I'm old now. I'm 33, going on 34. But when I served a mission, my mission president was President Hicken, and he was really wealthy. And every time that we saw him, he would tell us part of their job is like to teach you life lessons so that you go into the world more prepared because you're kind of a kid and when you leave you're kind of an adult so part of their job as a mission president is to teach you things about the real world. And so President Hicken, he would always say it doesn't matter how much money you earn, it matters how much money you keep. And I've seen doctors that go out and make millions of dollars a year, but they spend millions of dollars a year. And then I've seen carpenters, I've seen plumbers, I've seen framers, whoever it is, go out and make not a lot of money, but they don't spend anything. And they use the money they do make to invest, to be prudent, and to get ahead. That's the guy that's wealthy. Okay. If you're earning $10,000 a month, but you have $12,000 a month in fixed expenses, you're poor. If you're earning $3,000 a month, but you have zero fixed expenses, in a way, you're wealthy. Okay. When you go to buy real estate, that's what the bank looks at. If you make $20,000 a month, but you have $18,000 a month in expenses, you have car payments, you have student loan debt, you have credit card payments. Okay, you don't have any money. You can't invest in real estate because your disposable income is $2,000 and you need more than that to get into real estate. On the flip side, if you only make $8,000 a month and you have no payments, that's $8,000 a month that they know, hey, this guy can make his monthly payment. You're going to get approved for more property. Okay. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. Now, I'll take that a step farther and say it is about how much money you make because obviously, if you can be the guy that makes $20,000 a month, $240,000 a year, and you can be prudent with that money, you can scale so much faster in real estate. You can set yourself up so much better with investing and getting ahead and all these different things. It's a game changer. So you want to maximize your income as much as humanly possible. That's why I'm so passionate about us working hard, about us doing our job, about us being disciplined. I know that every $1,000 that you guys make during the summer multiplies and becomes more and more and more and blesses your future. I know what an extra $10,000 right now can mean for that property that you buy down the road. I know what an extra $25,000 right now can mean 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road. It can be the difference between getting into that duplex or not. It can be the difference between making that killer investment that doubles, triples, quadruples your income or not. It's all about what you do right now. Okay, and I'll also tell you, it is so tempting. It is so hard. And we've all done it, myself included. I'm very guilty of this. You work so hard and you make all this money, and then you say, I got to treat myself. And you go out and you spend half of it. You go out and you spend a third of it. I've got this kid who used to work for me. He's a good friend of mine. I won't share his name. A lot of you will know who it is, though. I won't share his last name. I'll say his first name, Dave. Okay, it's been years since he's worked here, but a lot of you will remember this. So Dave, his first summer, he was really good. He went out, if I remember right, he did 300 accounts. And this was back when our contract value was low, but Dave still made great money. He made 30, 40 grand his first year. And he went out and he got home and he'd never had money before. And Dave went out and he spent $25,000. He bought all new ski equipment. He bought all new camera equipment. He wasn't into videography, but he dropped like 7 grand on videography equipment. He bought himself like a $4,000 MacBook. He bought a new car. I mean, he spent 90% of his income. And when we asked him about it, he's like, oh, it's all a tax write-off. It's like, no, Dave, that's not how that works. Okay. A tax write-off, yes, they are tax write-offs, but it's not a dollar for dollar. Okay, if you go and you spend $5,000 on tax write-offs, it doesn't save you $5,000 on your taxes. It saves you your percentage of whatever you pay on that $5,000. So if you make 40 grand and you're paying 25% on taxes, okay, it only saves you 25% of $5,000, which is 1,250 on your actual taxes. So Dave went out and he spent like 25 grand and he saved 25% of that on his taxes. He probably saved $4,000 or $5,000, but he spent $25,000 and he could never get it back. And it kind of handicapped him. He couldn't get into real estate as fast. He missed out on some opportunities and things like that. And again, Dave was a young kid and he had made good money and it wasn't the end of the world. He could go out and work hard again. But I want you guys to be disciplined. If you spend money, know that that's money that you worked hard to earn. If you're lacking motivation today, understand that you need that money. You got to go out and get it. You got to make that bread. Okay? It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. But obviously, if you make more, it helps you keep more. So we got to maximize our income. Now, my two stories. Story number one, and this is a crazy one. Actually, I'm gonna wait on that one. I was gonna tell the story of this fourplex. Some of you already know about it, but I'm gonna wait until it's more official. I closed on a fourplex yesterday, and I'm supposed to be going 50-50. Everything should work out. I'm supposed to be going 50-50 with somewhat of a high profile investor. So it's going to be the coolest story I've ever told as far as real estate goes. I'm like over the moon about it. I officially own the fourplex. I just got to get the money from this high profile investor that's supposed to be splitting it with me. I'll tell that story next week because I don't want to tell it until it's official. It could be really, really cool if I tell it when it's official. If it didn't work out for whatever reason, it would hurt to have told the story. So I'm going to wait on that one. Story number two, though. So here's a good one for you. I just went under contract on this. Uh, okay. It's called the Fishing Bear Lodge in Ashton, Idaho. So both Ryan, Mark, and myself have cabins here in Ashton, Idaho. It's a little town. There's nobody here in Ashton. Okay, but I went under contract. I think I'm going to split it with my brother Ryan. This is a little restaurant, little diner. These are some grain mills. I used to have an Airbnb back here. Both Mark, Ryan, and myself have a cabin about 15 minutes this direction. And I just went under contract on this motel. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 14 motel rooms. And these are kind of like Airbnb style motels. When you look here on Google, you can see the nightly price. You can see Expedia, Hotels.com, Travelocity, Booking.com, Fishing Bear Lodge. We've got our own website. So this will be the biggest real estate transaction I've ever made. Now, here's what's crazy about real estate, guys. I'm under contract on this at 1.15 million. It brought in $350,000 in income each of the last 4 years. So obviously out of that $350,000, I've got some pretty significant expenses. I've got a full-time property manager who stays here on the property and manages and cleans and everything like that. I've got a cleaning crew. I've got a maintenance crew. I've got a groundskeeping crew. Like it's a pretty full-time job for a few people. So I've got some pretty significant expenses. And then obviously I'm going to finance it. I wish I had the cash to just buy it, but I'm going to finance it. But this will officially be the biggest real estate acquisition I've ever made. And I am really, really excited about it. So I wanted to share that and get you guys excited and officially invite everyone after the summer. I would love to have everyone from the partnership come up and check this out. Maybe I can rent you guys all a room for super cheap or even free. Maybe just pay the cleaning fee kind of thing. A bunch of you could come stay at the cabin, stay at my cabin, stay at Mark's cabin, stay at Ryan's cabin. go hit up Yellowstone right before the Welcome Home event. So Welcome Home is going to be like October 10th, if I remember right. You guys should all plan on coming up around that time. We can crash at the cabins, crash at the Ashton Motel. It'll be one of the coolest weekends of our lives. And that's what real estate allows you to do. Okay. It allows you to get creative, it allows you to invest, allows you to make money with the money that you've already made. It also allows you to have some fun with your friends and family. So my favorite thing ever are these Airbnbs. I'm not sure they're the best investment, but this one should be. This should be a really, really good investment. This is right on the way to Yellowstone. You can kind of see here. So let's see. Okay, so here's Idaho Falls. Here's where we all live. You take this highway up through Rexburg, which is where a bunch of you guys go to school. St. Anthony, and then Ashton is right here. If you keep going along this highway, you run into Island Park and West Yellowstone. So this is all Yellowstone, all right here. So you come up here, we go to Yellowstone. We're about an hour away from Yellowstone. So I mean it. I would love to host all of you after the summer. I am super, super excited about this acquisition. Again, I'm just under contract. I did the inspection on it. The inspection's pretty clean. I'm beating him up during due diligence. I'm going to ask him to do a new roof, which is going to be like 20 grand. So I got to make sure that I get as good of a deal as I possibly can. But I'm really excited about it. Guys, real estate is a powerful, powerful tool. It's the best tool available to build wealth, especially for those of you who are a young age, who are willing to work hard, who are willing to leverage, who are willing to get ahead. Be disciplined. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. But obviously, the more you make, the more you're able to keep, the more you're able to invest. So trust me when I say this, it is worth it to work hard now. It is worth it to be disciplined, to do more, to do extra. On those hard days when it's hot, when it's raining, when it's sweaty, when your area's been knocked, when your driving partner was mean, whatever it is worth it to go above and beyond and to do your best. Those decisions snowball, they reverberate, they echo, and that's what helps you get ahead in life. And that's my biggest goal for this partnership. That's my biggest desire is I want to see all of us getting ahead. Right now, I know that we've got Tanner Larson under contract on a duplex. Ethan Dunbar is under contract on a townhome. I'm working on getting Jack and Alex under contract on a fourplex. I know Jarek wants to get under contract on a fourplex. Let's all buy real estate. Owen Gams, I shouted him out a couple weeks ago. He's closing on his condo this week, I think. We've got a lot going on, a lot happening. Taylor reached out to me and she wants to get under contract on something. Let's take over as a partnership. Let's work hard together. For a lot of you, this isn't going to be a one summer thing, okay? We want everyone to come back next year. Run it back with us. Help us lead teams, help us recruit, and get deeper into real estate. That's what's going to build the wealth, okay? Don't overestimate what happens in 1 year. Don't underestimate what happens in 5, even in 2 and 3. Get into one property now. It'll be one of the best decisions you ever made. Demarie, I don't think Demarie watches these, but I was talking with Demarie the other day, and she was talking about her house, and she's so glad she got into it when she did because she's been able to build significant equity, and it's way cheaper than if she were to buy it now. It's been a great thing for her and her family. Real estate changes lives. Make it happen. I get so excited and so passionate about the subject because this is the best thing that any of you can do. Get into real estate. Let's buy some real estate together. That's what it's all about. Now, I've got some motivation and some thoughts I'm going to share on that subject. Okay, I want to end with a couple really motivational thoughts and some great stuff. I give you guys this podcast every week, and I'm constantly looking to learn and get better myself. It's one of the things that I'm really passionate about. I always want to level up, and I'm looking for inspiration. Recently stumbled upon that guy, Chris Williamson. A lot of you probably follow him on Instagram. He is goated. You guys should listen to his podcast on the way to area. I think it's one of the best things that you can do. Stimulate your brain, look forward to something, listen and understand through another person's vantage point. So I've resonated with a ton of his podcasts. He has one with a guy named Naval Ravikant that I would recommend to everybody. It's incredible. He recently did one with Alex Hormozi, which is obviously like the door-to-door sales icon. Like we all love that guy. He's handsome, he's jacked, he's wise, he has like somewhat not flamboyant, incendiary quotes sometimes where he talks about how you can just work till you're blue in the face. Anyways, did a podcast with Chris Williamson and it was epic. One of the quotes that I loved, and this is like our partnership theme. I've talked about this in so many of the podcasts this summer. He said, "No one cheers for you not drinking for a day, not smoking on a long drive, or not overeating for one night. No single workout or meal is ever impressive on its own. The reason so few people understand the reason so few people understand success is consistency never looks impressive in the moment, only at the end." Let me read that again. No one cheers for you not drinking for a day, not smoking on a long drive, or not overeating for one night. No single workout or meal is ever impressive on its own. The reason so few people, I don't know why that's a tongue twister for me. The reason so few people understand success is consistency never looks impressive in the moment, only at the end. Boom. That's the haymaker at the end. The reason so few people understand success is consistency never looks impressive in the moment, only at the end. When you're out there grinding day in and day out, when you've showed up and knocked 100 days in a row, it never looks impressive in the moment. When you get out of your car and it's 10:40 a.m., it never looks impressive in that moment. When you knock the door at 8:45 p.m., your last door of the night, you found the one with lights on, people up, you knock it at 8:45 p.m., it never looks impressive in that moment. Oops, where did that go? It's only at the end that the ramifications, that the payment, that the reward becomes yours. And so understand that principle. Understand that day in and day out, it can be monotonous. It can be a grind. It can be daunting. It can be discouraging. But the things that you're doing today, the things that you're doing right now, will benefit you forever. Every sale that you get after 8 o'clock right now is one more sale towards forever financial freedom. Every sale that you get before 11 a.m. right now is one more sale towards your goal so that you can go home proud, having earned the income that you needed to earn to put yourself in the place that you needed to be in to accomplish your goals and live your dream life. Every day that you show up and work hard, even if you don't get the results that you want, is one more step in the right direction towards everything that you said you would do and everything that you ever wanted. And I want you guys to understand there may not be cheers, there may not be trophies, there may not be even recognition for the small, consistent, disciplined acts that we have to make every single day. But the reward does come due. When I look at a guy like Adam Tillman, I know I've used him as an example a lot, but he is the epitome of that last summer. Okay. Adam did the hard thing every single day during his rookie year. He did the hard thing every single Saturday when he worked late every single day during that summer. And his reward came due, and Adam made a fortune. He made over $200,000 as a rookie in 4 months selling pest control. That's just unbelievable. When I look at some of our top rookies this summer and I see their effort, I see that they're working until 9:15 p.m. They're knocking their first door at 10:30 a.m. They're knocking late on Saturdays. I see the effort. I want to recognize the consistency. And maybe you're not getting the applause every single day, but your award will come due. And even if you're not a top rookie, maybe you're not as natural at this. I was having a conversation with Connor Geisler earlier, and a lot of people come out, and it's not, year one, year two, year three. You're not a superhero. Okay, you're a role player. And none of us want to be role players. We all want to be superheroes. But you come out and you're not Mr. It. Okay, it's hard, and a lot of days you don't do as well as you want, and it's up and down and it's all over, but you're consistent. We want you on this team. We need you on this team. And you, the people who are able to be consistent, even when you're not the superhero, your reward is coming. And you're going to keep getting better. And you're going to keep earning money. And you're going to be financially disciplined. And 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're going to look back and say, I'm so glad that I was consistent. I'm so glad that I did those hard things because it all paid off for me. And it all became, worth it for me. It always comes due at the end. I loved that quote. Super impactful. I'm going to share a quick video. I've never done this. This is a first on this podcast. Let me share a quick video. Okay, so you guys should be able to hear and see this. Hopefully it actually works. But this is from that podcast. It's like 4 hours long. You guys should listen to it on your drive home and your drive out each day over the next couple days.
Afraid to have them.
There you go.
Sean Puri's got this thing where he says, don't follow what most people do because you don't want the results that most people get. The average person is obese, likely to be divorced, and has less than 1K in the bank. It feels safe to do what everyone else is doing, but it's actually a terrible decision.
If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action, it makes you a much more dangerous person. And I think that was the flip that I've had repeatedly shown to me in my life that allowed me to take the step that I was afraid to take.
The heaviest
Let's watch that one
Where
more
he's
time.
got this thing where he says, don't follow what most people do because you don't want the results that most people get. The average person is obese, likely to be divorced, and has less than 1K in the bank. It feels safe to do what everyone else is doing, but it's actually a terrible decision.
If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action, it makes you a much more dangerous person. And I think that was the flip that I've had repeatedly shown to me in my life that allowed me to take the step that I was afraid to take.
Boom. Just golden nuggets for days. Whew, that's good. Don't strive to be average. Don't look at your peers who are having an average summer and say, I'm doing good enough. Complacency is the ultimate enemy of greatness because if you become complacent, even if you're doing well, you're never going to get better. On the flip side of that, I actually talked to Bo about this. Understand that gratitude is like the ultimate tool in sales. Every day I try and approach life, and I'm not perfect, guys. I have my demons. I battle them all the time. I have my mental health issues. I have my days I don't want to work, just like all of you. A lot of you guys don't see that because you see me on here happy and pumped up, and I always put on my best face. But I have my struggles just like all of you. But my like mantra, the lens through which I try and view life, the lens through which I try and wake up every day and do my part is this, okay? I always want more, and nothing's ever good enough. Okay, I want to sell more. I want to work harder. I want to recruit more. I want to buy more real estate. I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better husband. I want to be more in shape. I want to be better in every way possible. I'm never going to be happy. Demand greatness. I say that to my wife all the time, and it drives her nuts. Demand greatness. And on the other side of that coin, I am so unbelievably grateful and aware of all the good in my life and everything that's happened. I look at my life now and I feel so grateful for the people in it, for the friends, for the family, for the leaders I get to work with, for the sales reps I get to see and enjoy this journey with and experience your change and transformation. I feel so grateful for my health. That's the ultimate blessing. If you have nothing else to be grateful for, look in the mirror and understand that you're healthy. Okay? I've seen loved ones lose loved ones from health issues at a young age. If you're healthy, you've got it all. There's nothing else in life that really matters other than that. You're healthy. You have people who love you. I feel so grateful for the freedoms that I get to enjoy. Man, the world's in a weird place, and I don't really dive into politics because it's just a cesspool of anxiety. I have no control over it, but I feel grateful for freedom. I feel grateful that I get to live in an area that appreciates freedom, respects freedom, looks for more freedom. There's so many things to be grateful for. Okay. Part of this podcast, and I shared this with the Columbus team, and I'd like to share it with all of you. Hormozy talks about how he's chronically been like not satisfied, which is kind of what I'm talking about. And that can lead to obviously unhappiness because you're always striving for more. He says, I realized that you can be in a bad mood for no reason. Like some days you're just in a bad mood and you can tell people that. Oh, I feel bad. I apologize for being rude. I'm having a bad day. For no real reason, I'm just having a bad day. And we all justify that. It's perfectly normal. Oh, he's just having a bad day. It happens. And we let things slide because, oh, she's just having a bad day. I've said that to my wife this week. I'm just having a bad day. I apologize for being kind of grumpy. I'm just having a bad day. I've said it to some of you before. Some of you have said it to me before. You can have a bad day for no reason. Why can't you have a good day for no reason? Why can't you choose to just be happy for no real reason? Why can't you just say, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be working hard. I'm grateful to have an awesome job, be surrounded by excellent people. I'm just in a great mood. No real reason. I'm just pumped about my life. Lean into that mentality. We're all going places. I hope this podcast has been beneficial, a little bit maybe off the ordinary. I try and bear my heart and soul into these every week. It's the best way that I know how to have a conversation with, I don't know how many of you watch this, 200, 300 of you at the same time. I sincerely care about our sales force. I believe in each of you. I believe in what we're doing. I'm passionate about the path that we're on. I know that if we work hard, we show up, we do good things, the reward is at the end. Okay. The acts that you see right now might not be celebrated. One good day of knocking might not get recognized. One early morning, one late night, one consistent week might not get recognized. But if you do that consistently, day over day, week over week, month over month, for the rest of the summer, you will be recognized. You will be rewarded. You will be able to chase down those dreams, your goals, the life vision that you want for yourself. It takes discipline, it takes sacrifice, it takes effort. That's what it's all about. I love you guys. I love this group. God bless each of you. Let's get it this week. Last real week of June. Be excited for the tournaments. Be excited for the cup. Work hard. Let's make it happen.